Hi, congratulations on your new RV. We're really excited for you. Please make sure before you're signing that you bring the following items with you. If you're a cash buyer, please make sure that you bring a cashier's check, no personal checks at time of signing, or you may bring actual cash. If you're a finance customer, please make sure that you bring proof of insurance listing your specific lien holder. If you need that information, please call us ahead of time. Also, make sure that you bring all valid driver's license of all persons that will be listed on the title. If you have a trade that you're trading in with us, please make sure that you bring your 10-day payoff as well as your title and all persons who will be listed on the title of that trade. Arrive 30 minutes early before your appointment time so we can properly inspect your unit, and also make sure that you have the fridge on and running prior to arrival. If you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call at 810-686-0710. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Hello, this is Mike from TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on your Jayco Eagle HT 31 MB fifth wheel. I'm going to walk you around and show you how to use a few things to get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite. A few things taken into consideration when parking. On your campsite, there'll be plenty of room for that slide to come in and out. But you're also going to have an awning that's going to come out even further. So there'll be plenty of room for that to come in and out. And then on your off campsite, besides your slide, I also want you to think about where your power and water connections are going to be. Yours are actually both going to be toward the front here. Power and then docking station for your water. So park accordingly so you can utilize facilities at the campsite. Once you arrive and unhook our hitch, we'll come inside here, touch our up and down at the same time. That's going to turn our auto leveling on. You just raise it up, pull your tow vehicle up out of the way. Once you do, you're just going to touch auto level. Auto level is going to start by lowering your front, and then your auto leveling legs are going to come down to your unit's level. Once it does, that green light in here is going to flash, showing you that it's level. Once your unit's level, we can hook up our power or water. Big long 50 amp cord plug, short cord plugs in here on the side. At the end of that, in your convenience pack, you just need to plug into a 30 amp campsite. There's a 50 to 30 amp reducer, as well as a 30 to 15 amp reducer if you need to plug into a 110 somewhere. Get your power hooked up, let's hook up our water. Made it real easy on these Eagles. You only got 2 buttons to have to move. We'll start by city water. Blue to the right, green to the left. Come over here where it says city water connection and grab our water pressure regulator. This water pressure regulator is going to reduce the water pressure to 40 to 50 psi, protecting the lines in your unit. You don't know what the water pressure is at different campsites, so make sure you use this with hooking up your water. Hook that up to the city water. Got our knobs in the right direction. One more step. Make sure our drain plug's back in. Come over here to our hot water heater. Grab our rod. Throw some plumber's tape around there. Tape is preferred, not putty. Putty will gum up on you. That's an 1 1/8" socket. Get that in there nice and tight. Once that's in there tight, you can go ahead and turn that water on. Now that's that water's been on for a little while. Once you go inside and deploy your slides, get up in there and open up your slides so that you can get to your water taps. Open up all of your water taps, get a nice steady flow of water going through them, get all the air out of the lines. Then you can shut them off and you'll know your hot water heater is full and you can turn that on from indoors. Now let's say we're going to go camping and we're not going to go to a campsite, we're going to go boondocking, dry camping. In that case, we have a 2-step process. We'll start by filling our tank. Hose here, treat the hot water heater the same way. Make sure it's plugged before turn this on, and fill up your tank. Now on the inside where you check the levels of your black and gray tanks, there's also a button for your fresh water. Once you see that's full, remove that hose, and then whenever you want to use that water, you'll turn on. You'll start by turning it to dry camp, then turning on your water pump. Don't turn on your water pump when hooked up to city water. That's already pressurized. Alright, we're all set up for power and water. Let me walk around the rest of the unit. Starting here in the docking station up top, you've got a light that is motion sensor or just on. You're prepped for solar over here on the side, where you can plug in the solar panel and it'll trickle charge your batteries. Got a hot and cold shower here. This is where we will bypass your hot water heater for winterizing. When winterizing, you just set the knobs like that, siphon, bypass your hot water heater, siphon your antifreeze in here by turning on your water pump. Over here is where your city water connection, cable hookups, black and gray holding tanks, your black tank flush. We'll talk about that when dumping our black tanks. Over here, your auto leveling system. Below that, some more instructions in case you forget that. This is your battery disconnect. That will disconnect all the battery power to the unit. That'll come important later when I talk about your carbon monoxide and propane detector. So you get a propane, the RNA regulator, lefty loose it open, point it toward the tank you wish to be using, or put it in the middle and it'll automatically switch over. These are your hydraulic fluids. Safe fluid for your furnace. Two things on that. One, make sure it's never blocked. And two, if you are running it, steer clear, it gets hot. Again, your hot water heater. And here's our black tank. We also have our low point drains right in there. Access to the back of your fridge. A vent for your microwave. These Solera slide toppers are templates in case you ever decide to get a slide topper on there. That's where the techs will install it at. You got a ladder, utilize it. Go up there a couple times a year, check the seams of your roof, and caulk as needed with recommended RV roofing caulk. You also prep for a backup camera. This is access to your storage. Towing package, and there is your ratings for those. Around your campsite. Again, templates for slide covers. Slide toppers. If you have a porch light, that'll light up underneath your porch, keep you able to see at night. Couple outdoor speakers. In your kitchen here, you got a couple charging ports, lights and accent lights, 110 with GFCI reset, drawer, electric fridge, and your J port. Griddle is set here. Quick connect LP is all right there, and that will connect right there. To store this away, we'll pull this out. Once it's out, I'll show you how this stores here. So that's how that will store there. There's a metal lip here that'll hold that up. Spray port on the other side. More lighting. Access panel. 110 and cable if you want to hook a TV up out here. You have the propane tank. Fluids for your leveling system. Prep for a generator in here. Battery will go here. Check your battery post now and then. Make sure those haven't wiggled loose. And that about covers everything out here. Let's go take a look on the inside. Alright, so coming up inside the unit, first thing I always like to point out is the fire extinguisher. Make sure that you and everyone in this camp with you knows the fire extinguisher is located at the entry doorway in case of emergency. Now with your slides closed, you'll notice the first time you come in here, it's kind of tight to get around this corner to get to your control panel. But with everything opened up, a little easier. So I'm going to touch this, touch up top. This is going to take us through motors, ACs, settings, tanks, water, back to motors. Starting with motors, awning. Your awning. It's a little windy out today. I'm not going to run it all the way out, but what I'm going to show you is that when you run these out, you only want to run it out. See the top is gray and the bottom is white. Run that out until you see the white flap fall down. That's as far as you want to go. It'll fall down to about a 90-degree angle. If you hold that out and hold that extension button and keep running that awning out. It will run itself out and start to run itself up backwards onto itself. Also, slide controls are here. Next is our modes. Let me close our door now. So here's where you change to them. Here's where you'll select. Let's go from fan. Let's turn this to AC. Get that cranking up in here. You can hear that running. We'll go to the AC second. It's rather warm in here today, so I'm going to get both the ACs going. Let's see if that'll cool it off in here. Now I can take the fan, make it high, go back to my other fan, AC main, scroll down and make that high as well. Cool it off in here a little quicker. Settings, you can pair your device, get the J Command app by BM Pro. It says right there in the corner. Get that app, put it on your phone. You can do just about all this from your phone. Lastly, here's where you check your tanks. There's where you watch your fresh water fill up. Don't let that overfill. Here's where you turn on your water pump. Your water heater if hooked to gas. Your water heater if hooked to electric, and it does make a difference. And then we're back to our motors. Below that, a bunch of lighting. You'll also see a few of these through the unit. They are temperature readers. Allows the thermostat to work better. Let's start with your island real quick. Mentioned down here in the corner is your 12-volt carbon monoxide propane detector. The reason I mentioned that's 12 volt, always running off your battery. So if you are out boondocking somewhere, dry camping, no one plugged in, nothing plugged in, charging your battery, and you're going to be gone for the entire day, use your battery disconnect to keep this running your battery down. You also have 110 with GFCI reset. Yeah, fridge controls are all in the fridge part right there. Microwave has a high and low vent and a light. Another 110 with GFCI reset back here. Your cooktop, glass top, makes an excellent backsplash. Just fold it back, flip that up, turn that to light. You see it turns red. When your gas is on, just spark it here. All three the same way, as well as your oven. Turn that to your flame, it'll turn red. Spark it here, that'll turn your oven on. And then just set it to the desired temperature. Rock that panel light down for an oven light. TV, Furrion sound system, fireplace. Turn the sound system on while I talk about the fireplace. Not just for looks anymore. I can go through and show you all the pretty colors. The biggest thing, folks, is the heat. If it's chilly in here in the morning or evening, instead of using up your gas, turn this on. This electricity, if you're plugged in at a campsite, this electricity heater will get it toasty in here in no time. Let's go back up to our fridge here, our sound system, fridge. If I get something to come in, kind of hard in this metal building, but we'll see if we can get a station to come in. There we go. So we're dual zone. Indoors, outdoors, or both. Modes. Auxiliary, TV, DVD, Bluetooth, radio. Nice sound system. The dinette. This table will lift up. Pull them bars out. Put your table on these lips here. Put a couple cushions on the back. Give you another sleeping quarters. You have pull shoot, as we like to call parachute pole recliners. Charging ports, a 110 there. In your ceiling will be your smoke alarm. Coming into our mid bunk. When you're traveling, make sure that this bedroom door is snapped open. Speaking of traveling, this bed does travel best when down. However, as you know, it will store up like so. Turning this bed into this sofa into a bed. If I can show you that real quick. Remove your back cushions. just velcroed on there. Grab in the middle here, lift up, fold your legs out, pull it toward you, and lay down the back. Just that quickly, we got another sleeping quarters. Biggest thing to remember is lifting the back first so you don't damage your sofa. Lift up, fold your legs in, jackknife it back down. You turn your cushions and just that quickly go it back to a sofa. Here is your access panel to your breaker box and fuses. 25s, 30s, and a ton of 15s. Highly recommend you have a handful of those with you when you go camping. You're all set up for a TV in here. There's a backer, just set it on here. Another door to snap for travel. Same thing in the bathroom. Snap that one open. And your shower door, snap open. It almost locks. This is a important one. You don't need that glass bouncing around down the road. Lighting and fan here. You'll turn that on from here. Plumbing to maintain. Most of the packs nowadays, just keep an eye on it. You're bouncing a house down the road. You want to make sure things don't wiggle loose. Come back into our bedroom, which is nice and cool right now because of our separate AC. Charging ports and 110s on the side. I'll prep for a TV in here as well. And prep for a washer and dryer. If you ever decide to get a stackable in here. Well, that about covers everything on the inside. These do have a quick dump on them too, so you can have it blast out the sides or through here. And there's your griddle to go on your J command, as well as your spray port hose and a hand crank to override for your spare tire, bringing it down. Again, that about covers everything on the inside. First thing I want to do is go down here and shut those AC units off. Go all the way back to mode. Change our mode to off. Go to second AC, choose mode to off. Now I'm going to touch number one. One thing I didn't tell you about on this control panel down here is these are lighting. Number one is all your interior. Number two is exterior. Number three will do both. WP for another spot you can turn on your water pump. And if you touch this temperature thermostat type thing, it'll take you right to your AC main or your main HVAC. So I'm going to go back to, again, number one, lighting. Shut that off, and that'll show me any individual lighting that I need to walk through the unit and shut off by hand. All this is one touch. I do recommend, again, traveling with this bed down. I just think that trusting these boards on the bottom is going to hold better than this little piece of metal up here. Again, lightings. Oh, there it is. Go through the unit. Make sure you've shut off all of your lighting. Oh, these are accent lights. All of our lighting's off. Now I'm going to say doors and drawers. Go through the unit, make sure all your doors and drawers are closed. Nothing's going to impede any of your slides from coming in. Especially in here, they utilize every inch in here. Come back to our control panel, touch number one. Just going to turn everything back on. And let's go back to motors. Slide number one, retract. That's going to be our mid bunk area. Again, making sure our doors are secure. and you will hear the slide when it's done. Next, slide number 2, retract. It's going to be our kitchen slide, entertainment center. Now with that one done, I'm going to go down to number 3, but I'm actually going to kind of step out of the way when I hold retract. As you'll see, this slides in. I have a lot of room over here to stand. Again, make sure you keep your finger on the button. It slides in. Touch number 1 to shut off all my interior lighting. I'm going to look outside and see if my awning lights are off. They are, so we can exit the unit. Now the biggest thing on these steps, folks, you want to make sure your exterior door is all the way open before you lift them, otherwise this will catch on it. Spring assisted, it comes up real easy. Doing it with one hand here. Now before you leave the dump station, I say that in case you want to go in here and check the levels of your tanks when you dump them. But before you leave the dump station, lock and deadbolt this door, lift and turn this handle. That's how you want that for travel. Alright, if we are boondocking, dry camping somewhere, we're going to come back here and dump this low point drain. Be a white handle right there. Give that a good pull, get that drained out. That's your fresh water. Come back up here for our auto leveling system. Touch both arrows again. And we're just going to hit retract all. Again, that's going to bring down the front, bring up the back. It's going to set you back to where you were before you hooked up the hitch. Once that's done, come back up here, lift up your front, then bring your vehicle in. Bring your front down and hook up your hitch. Head on up to the dump station. For a campsite, we're going to unhook our power, our water, and our cable, and head on up to the dump station. Now at the dump station, park accordingly. Your dump is toward the front of the unit, just underneath your hot water heater. That 10-foot hose comes with your convenience pack. Park accordingly, hook that up, hook the other end of your dump, come up here and pull your black handle. That's going to be your sewage. Once that's done, leave this black handle open, grab your water pressure regulator and the hose at the dump station, come up here and hook that up. Again, emphasizing this black handle open, turn that hose on and let that run for a good 5 minutes. It's going to wash all that nastiness out of your black tank. When that's done, remove that hose and make sure all that washout you just put in there has drained. Then close your black. Pull your first gray. That's going to be cleaner water. It's your sinks, your showers. It's going to clean your sewage hose out for you. Close that. Pull your second gray. While that second gray is draining, I can get up underneath here. Dump my low point drains. When we're done, if you're done camping for the season, come up here to your hot water heater. Lift up on this pressure release valve. Now be careful, some hot water is going to come out of there. When that's done, put your handle back down, otherwise it won't close. And then you can pull your drain plug. Now if at any time your hot water heater doesn't seem to be working, come out here and see if these are bubbled up. If they are, simply press them back in. They're a reset. When that last gray tank is done, close that gray handle.